They did big bro nasty, I can't live it down. Told gang them wait till I say go. Get him now. Hey, old boy did some sucker shit, then skip the town. Don't care if it's like 10 years later, we gon' sit him down, let's go. Hey. Catch me at the powwow with at least 10,000.
So, we're going through one of these joints that I made, since it's like a little baby type tutorial in Razor's gang. So, I'm gonna show y'all what's up, what I did. I used contact piano, I believe. But then I bounced it out. Standard baby progression. Then after that, you know, I use expand for the bass. A little saturation I put on there. Sometimes I put my bass on mono. And then I use fricatin, whatever you want to call it. I use that joint. So actually, this is my first time using fricatin, fiction. And yeah, let me go to the good. I put everything on that. When you're doing that, you know, if you're doing that little baby style, everything is always like triplets, 1/8 triplets and stuff like that. So yeah, I just did these. Let me just do that real fast. Little effects, R3, echo. You know, if you want to mess with the velocity, you could mess with the velocity, but I really didn't care too much mess with the velocity, so I just left it as that. I panned it to the left a little bit. Yeah, you know, create some more space, and then I used which one was this? Random fricatin. I think this might have just been a texture. Let me see. Yeah, it's more like a texture. So that way you get all those together. And then you did that, the whole melodies. The Omnisphere, I believe, was maybe a bell. I probably gotta find that sound now. So I think the Omnisphere was maybe a bell that was in there. I had to relocate that sound, but it was nothing crazy major. I believe it was a bell though. So now I'm gonna just play the whole thing, then I'm gonna go into the breakdown of how I made this little baby type B and reasons. Alright. Halftime on there, you know, on like part of like the verse and stuff like that, just to give it some variation. Anytime you're creating and making beats, you definitely want to give variation, you know, like the first 4 bars, the second 4 bars, then the hook. Then you want to create each verse you want to create some kind of variation. When you're making beats, you're creating beats and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Arrangement is very, very, very important. Where the hell my face go? There go my goddamn face. Yo, my face at? I put my face down here. Fuck it. Faggot. Alright, so let's go into the drums. My drums, I play with a little bit of the velocity times. So famous been await. That's that, you know, that eighth, that 1/8 triplet pattern. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you get that swing with that. These right here, I believe those are eighths too. See something there? You can do like this. You can just get like, you know what I mean? You go get so like in depth once you start. It's all just about messing around. It's all about messing around. Just, you know what I'm saying? It's the eighth triplets. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, look at that. It would be better if you added another one. I'm just showing you how you could just, you know what I mean, get crazy with it. Stuff like that, so. I mean, but yeah. Let me get rid of all that crap. So, yeah, so. You just mess around. And this right here, you know, that's that, you know, that roll. I used, I believe this might have been 32nd triplet. Yeah. And so you just want to like, so when you create these kind of beats, especially little baby types, like those rolls, the triplets is very, very, very important when you're doing that and stuff like that. So you see, just focus on the triplets. What I mean, 1/8 triplets, 16th triplets, 32nd triplets. You know what I mean? And just give it like, make sure like when you're doing these type of things, you're giving yourself space. Make sure you're creating space in your you know, when you're making these beats. Anytime you create beats, make sure you're just giving a lot of space. Space is very important. You know, I learned how valuable space can be in a beat. You know what I mean? Because like the artist is obviously, you know, generic sounding, but the artist is an instrument. So you definitely want to always create space and stuff like that. So, but smash all that. Let's get into the snares. What I do with the snares, man. Alright. Let's get out of that. I mean, as you can hear, I put a little delay on it too. With that, I took the snare. See the snare. Put a little delay on that. Time delay. Put a little bit. You know what I mean? A little reverb I put on my snare sometimes, and I just like, you know, turn everything down low. Standard reverb sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't need to get too crazy with that. You know, by itself it sounds like that, but once you mix it in, it just gives the beat more bounce. This kind of formula applies to all doors, but you know, we reason ganging it up. So this is, you know what I mean? Showing you how, you know, you create the source and reasons. Hi-hats. You know what I mean? The regular boop 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 boops. I'm saying all triplets, some 30 seconds in there, triplets in there. You know, I make some 16ths and just like, you know, mess with the velocity. So all that's just like, you just gotta put the pattern down and feel it, just like, and just go from there and stuff like that. Like what I usually do is like, say I just start off, I'll go around and just start off like a regular. If I'm doing this kind of little baby beat, I'll go boop and just start off with like the regular 1/8 triplet, and then from there, I'll just like, you know what I'm saying, I'll hear, and you could just start hearing like, okay, where you want the space at, where you want to do a roll at, with that stuff in there. You know, clap is just standard clap, man. God damn it, clap, my bad. Standard clap, you know what I mean? And that's really, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. I mean, so, Same thing when you create these beats. Triplets. Everything's triplet. Everything's triplet. Give me a melody, triplet. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing like little lead simple melodies, put it on triplet. You know what I mean? You know, the piano, you could you know, do what you want to do. I use Alicia Keys piano, then I bounced it. And you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is really the whole vibe. Next time I'll probably show y'all how I do it. How I like, you know, I'll play the keys out and show y'all some melodies and stuff like that. But I'm trying to get back into this tutorial for the Reasons Gang people, man. And then I'll show you like my setup. Like, this is basically my setup. I'm not gonna lie. Like, all my drums I use NXTs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole premise of when I set up Reasons or when I do Reasons is try to like make it easier and create that kind of FL flow, but in Reasons. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole premise, man. So I use the NXTs for all my drums and stuff like that. Sometimes I use the Kong, just maybe like for a kick or open hi-hat, but use all my drums, I use the NXT, man. That's how I make it happen, man. And then, you know what I'm saying? Make sure like when you're doing your 808s, sometimes you can shorten them in here on the grid, or you could just play with the ADSR over here and stuff like that. So, man, so that's really what you want to do. But yeah, this is my you know, break down my how to make a little baby tight beat and Reasons Gang. So, you know, don't fault me or hold me on this first one. You know, I'm getting back into the swing of things and shit. So I'm here, you know that, gang. Bop!